Hello, hello. If you're new here, my name is Hayla. If you're not, welcome back. We made it to 370 subscribers as of this recording. The last video was 200, so on the road to 1,000. I really appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about Rona. I tested positive. So did my elderly parents and my newborn. And I wanted to provide some insight on that experience, especially with a child, and some symptoms that I had to look out for with her. And hopefully it's beneficial for you guys to hear. If nothing else, a lot of people are losing faith in its existence or are downplaying what it is, but because they don't have any direct contact with those that have been positive, and hi, I have been, so it's a completely different experience once you have. Let me tell you, as someone with a newborn who was born in May, I was being as safe as possible, and especially with those around me. So unless it's a doctor's appointment, unless it's groceries, literally going nowhere, and even like putting whatever I was wearing in dirty clothes, showering when I got home, everything, the whole 9 yards. Fast forward September. So number one, my dad. He often has a dry cough, so we didn't think anything of it, but he was the culprit. Maybe 2 days later, my mom also had a dry cough, but it was aggressive. And then 2 days later, I started having symptoms. Like I lost my sense of smell before even having a cough, and my sense of taste was weird, and I knew and then all I can think about was my child. So we were all wearing masks in the house. We were all being extra safe, disinfecting anything and everything all the time, washing our hands like crazy, just everything, including not holding my child. Fast forward, we did a drive-through test. We all tested positive 4 days later, which felt like the longest 4 days ever. After that, public health called us to let us know what steps need to be taken. We each had a case manager, basically ensuring that we're staying home and not going anywhere, and figure out the timeline of events for where we could have contracted it. And then I was asked to go to the hospital and test my child.
She was positive.
This is really hard to talk about.
There was already different symptoms. So she was she looked groggy, or just not able to stay alert and pay attention as long as she normally does. She wasn't feeding as long or well. She didn't have wet diapers as much as she normally does. And one night she just wouldn't even go to sleep either. And normally at this point she was 4 months and had a regular sleep cycle. This is all within the span of 2 days. And trying to give her natural medicine and things like that. So at that point I called the ER, told them that I was positive, but I needed to get her checked out. We went in, they did tests. She did have chest pneumonia. They asked to keep her overnight, so we stayed, her and I, just to get checked out. The weird part is she was groggy and all the symptoms I mentioned, but as soon as she hit the hospital bed, she passed out. Thank God for a good sleep, and was just completely fine after that.
Hi there.
Whoa.
Hi, Dad. Hey.
Then there's Mom. Mom had it the worst from all of us. She ended up getting pneumonia. She ended up going to the ER a few times. An ambulance came to the house, all because she had shortness of breath and had a very hard time breathing at all, or lying down even. So she had it the worst. For the most part, my dad lost his sense of taste and smell, and then just had a dry cough, but nothing else. Thank God. He basically had not many symptoms past that, and it only lasted a week for him, and then he felt back to his normal self. Then there's me. I had it second best. Same symptoms as my dad, but my cough lasted the longest. It was a super aggressive, wake you up out of your sleep type cough. Again, no sense of taste and smell. That for me lasted a full month. So thank God everyone was fine in the end. But it was very scary not knowing, because you know they say this hits old people the hardest. So it was very scary not knowing how it even affects a child, a 4-month-old. And the crazy part is, the morning that I woke up having all my symptoms and like heightened, I had plans to meet up with 3 of my best friends that I haven't seen in like, I think 3 years now. But because I had a gut feeling, especially with the surroundings I just mentioned, I told them I couldn't make it. And for that single decision, it prevented the spread for them and their families. In that single decision. So I just don't think that's something that so many people are as mindful of. And obviously, it's not like I'm the only person, a lot of people are. But I mean, we're in the second lockdown for a reason. So I just wanted to share this to put a familiar face to those of you who know me, to share with you that this was my experience and probably the experience of many others. I just hope we can get to a place of being able to have a small sense of normalcy back. I know we all miss normalcy. My apologies for being super serious in this video, but I mean, it's a serious topic, and the more I was talking about it, the more it made me shift back into the mindset of where I was then. But if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do have a lot of other video ideas in mind, but if there's something specific that you're interested in, leave a comment below and let me know. Feel free to DM me. I'm really active on Instagram. Until then, see you next time.